Good Sunday morning, North Georgia. Meteorologist Andrew Wilson here with your weekly weather update. What we like to do every Sunday and Wednesday is give you an idea on what we can expect here for the week ahead. And for this week, it is going to be drier. Thank goodness. You know, we need a chance to kind of dry out here after all the rain that we had this past week. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about what's happening right now first, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about the forecast here in a moment. So a lot of people will tune into these updates and watch them live, but some of you may be watching it at a later date. If you are watching it at a later date, a lot of this information will still be fairly relevant, and we'll, of course, continue to keep you updated all throughout the week on whatever we talk about here today. But first, let's talk about what's going on outside right now. It's a lot of sunshine. That's nice to see after we had a very kind of gloomy start to Saturday there, and we had all the rainfall. We've had a lot of improvement out there. You see the blue sky out towards Rome. A little bit of a movement there from the flags on the flagpole. They were moving a lot swifter a little bit earlier when we had some windier conditions, and that wind will pick up a little bit more later on. You look out towards the King and Queen Towers, a lot of blue sky for them, and then looking nice towards Midtown, and then everything moving smooth out at the airport, where the weather is definitely cooperating for everybody who's trying to take any flights today. Looking at the temperatures, notice that we have 49 right now here in Atlanta. We have 44 up towards the Canton area, 41 in Blairsville, 43 in Clayton. A little bit cooler there in the far north Georgia. Those temperatures started off in the 30s and 40s today. For this afternoon, those temperatures do rebound into the 50s though. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have going on as far as the temperatures are concerned for this afternoon. It is going to be in the 50s, but it will feel a little bit cooler. Right now we have sustained winds, 10 to 20 miles per hour across much of the region, picking up to even 21 miles per hour here in Atlanta. 20 mile per hour wind sustained in Canton. Clayton, 22 in Canton. And we're going to have wind gusts that are going to be anywhere from 25 to 34 today. Could even be up to 35 mile per hour gusts into far northeast Georgia. Now we do have it feeling a little bit cooler out there than what it actually is because of those winds. Remember, the wind chill factor will be a thing for today. We also have a wind advisory in far northeast Georgia just for our 4 counties up there, and that's because we have again gusts up to 35 miles per hour in that area. Here in Atlanta, it's going to be closer towards 25 to 30 mile per hour gusts. Even though it says for the wind advisory, that's the spot where we could have a tree or two come down and cause isolated power outages, I think that will still be possible here for Atlanta because the ground is so saturated. We could easily have the root system of a tree get kind of wiggled out of the ground and then have a tree or two come down. Completely possible for today, unfortunately. Wind gusts, again, really picking up later on today. Here's a look at the timeline for it by 4 p.m. Seeing some of those wind gusts, again, anywhere from 25 to 30 miles per hour. Then we move into tonight. The winds calm down, and as the winds calm down, that's going to allow us to have the temperatures really plummet. We're talking about lows in the lower 30s overnight tonight into Monday morning. A freeze warning is in place because of that. That could damage or kill some vegetation, so make sure that you're covering up any sensitive vegetation or bringing inside any planting that you maybe had done earlier. Let's say you may have planted some of those plants just because it is so warm out there. You want to make sure you're trying to protect that so it doesn't kill the vegetation as we move deeper into spring here, or meteorological spring rather. Meteorological spring begins March 1st every year. Satellite and radar again shows all the sunshine that we have for today. You see that's similar conditions across much of the southeast. It is nice to have some drier conditions, and you know, whenever we have drier weather, you're not maybe as worried about the weather, but make sure you download the 11 Alive app. It's a great tool to have whenever you have rain on the radar, which we do have some shower activity later on this week. We're going to be talking about that. You can look at the radar when you're on the go and get the forecast when you're on the go for today. Again, windy, temperatures rising into the mid to upper 50s, and then we're going to see those temperatures again down to the 30s tonight. Now, don't forget, you can download the 11 Alive app to your mobile device, but you can also download the 11 Alive Plus app to Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. Some of you may be watching this update right now with the Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. The great thing about the 11 Alive Plus app, you can watch the newscast whenever you want. Let's say you wake up at 8, 9 o'clock and you missed the news that morning. You can actually watch a repeat of the news right there at your fingertips whenever it is convenient for you. You don't have to wait for the newscast to come on then at noon. So great tool to have there. Your forecast track as we head throughout the next couple of days. Let's take a look at it. Temperatures rising into the 50s for today. Again, dropping back down into the 30s overnight tonight. We then see temperatures rebound back into the 60s for highs on Monday. It's going to be a nice warm day, mostly sunny. We stay mostly sunny again for Tuesday. Lows are going to be in the 40s and 30s, rising into the 60s. And we keep that warming trend as we head into Wednesday, starting off with 40s and 50s, rising into 70s. 70s again there for Thursday, 70s for Friday. That is well above average for this time of year. Our average high this time of year is 64. Now you see the rain chances ramping up though too as our rain change or as our temperatures go up. We have the slight chance for rain there on Thursday. I'm willing to bet that even if we did get a shower, it would be really brief. And then the rain chances really ramp up there for Friday as our next system really moves across the United States. So taking a look at our more long-term weather model here for forecast track, you see that it's trying to show a little bit of cloud cover over us here for Tuesday and Wednesday. I think we'll be mostly sunny to partly cloudy, and then we move into Thursday. That's going to be when we start to see a slight chance for rain with a partly cloudy to mostly cloudy sky, becoming mostly cloudy with even a little bit of shower and thunderstorm activity there for Friday. Mainly through the afternoon, some heavy rain even possible at times, and that heavy rain could even be possible overnight into Saturday. Unfortunately, we do have rain chances next weekend. On Saturday, could be experiencing a couple of showers there and even into Sunday. So how much rain do we get over the next 7 days? Well, it's going to be anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain. Taking a look at the spread here on the rainfall, you see this light blue here on the right side over by Athens. That's where we could have about 1 inch. The dark purple here, that's about 2 inches of rain. And then you see some of these reddish colors showing up, 2.5 inches to 3 inches of rainfall. So yeah, really anywhere from 1 to 3 inches here across the majority of our region. Nearly all of that rain will be falling on Friday and Saturday. And that should continue to help us push back any drought conditions that we still have left over. We have abnormally dry conditions into the far north Georgia. Now that does not take into account the rain that we had Wednesday, where we picked up more than 2 inches of rain, and it doesn't include the rain that we picked up Friday night to Saturday, where we picked up another 2 inches of rain. This map only updates every Thursday, and it takes into account only rainfall from Tuesday through Tuesday. And then, so let's say all the numbers come in Tuesday and then the map updates Thursday. That's how this map works. So it hasn't updated. I'm willing to bet that abnormally dry conditions disappear completely here as we head into this next Tuesday. But any additional rainfall, of course, is just going to help to push that back. Not a lot of drought across the United States right now. You see a lot of abnormally dry areas, but not a lot of moderate drought. Really very small amount of exceptional drought down into southeast New Mexico, and that's it. A lot of the rain that's impacted much of the United States has also impacted us, and it's benefited really a majority of us across the U.S. Your month-to-date rainfall, we are more than 6.5 inches of rain now for the month of March. We're only 10 days through the month. So we are well ahead of average, obviously, for the month. We are 5 inches ahead of where we should be for this time of the month. And we're just, again, going to continue to add to that as we head throughout this next week. Likely going to continue to remain a very wet March here across the region. 3 of our wettest days so far this year, of the top 5, all occurred in the month of March, and 2 of them occurred within this past week. We had on Wednesday the 2.36 inches of rain, 1.45 inches on March 8th, and then yesterday morning, after Friday, which was March 8th, we did have an additional amount of rainfall that added to the rain gauge, making it 2 inches for the system's total. But again, that's not a single day rain event. Just for the single day itself, midnight to midnight there for Friday. Again, that's why it was less than 1.5 inches. Looking at the 7-day forecast, you see that we have temperatures rising into the 50s for today, 60s though again on Monday, 60s for Tuesday, 70s for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and yes into Saturday. But again, you see those increased chances for rain on Friday and Saturday. So let's look beyond the next 7 days. The 8 to 14-day weather outlook shows that we could still have around average to above average rainfall. Again, I mentioned earlier, it looks like we're going to continue this trend of having a very wet March. That looks like it will continue as we move towards the end of the month as well, beyond the 7-day forecast. And what about the temperatures? You know, it's been really warm out there recently, but it looks like we're going to have a little bit of a flip here. The next 7 days will be above average, but from day 8 through day 14, the end of the month of March, we may start to trend cool again. So if you planted any sensitive vegetation, remember, it's not out of the norm for us to possibly get a late season freeze. So something we're going to have to keep a close eye on. Not saying that it's guaranteed from day 8 through day 14 that we get a freeze, but it could be possible. Something we'll have to keep a close eye on. Temperatures with highs in the lower 60s, upper 50s, that would be considered below normal for this time of year. Your Peach State outlook all across the state of Georgia over the next 3 days, showing a little bit of an increase in cloud cover in some spots on Monday, mainly to our south, and then Tuesday and Wednesday, a lot more sunshine. You see those temperatures really warming up for everybody each day. We then want to take a look at your weekend getaways. If you're planning any big trips this weekend, looks like it could be wet. Again, we have the rain chances here for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday right in the Atlanta area, including up to Lake Lanier. Savannah could be stormy in Charleston, Gatlinburg rain, and then you see Destin dealing with rain. So really across the board, looking like kind of a wet St. Patrick's Day weekend for next weekend, unfortunately. And then finally, your Georgia State Park forecast. I love hiking myself. If you like hiking, maybe you want to head out tomorrow. It will be kind of cold in the morning, but we warm up again back into the 50s and 60s for the afternoon. Just make sure you have a good jacket if you're going to be out there early in the morning doing any hikes. All the waterfalls should look stunning thanks to all the rain that we've had here for this early part of March. Should be very swollen waterfalls right now. So I'm going to go ahead and bring back up the 7-day forecast. Don't forget that we do these updates typically every Wednesday and Sunday. Now this next Wednesday and Sunday, we are going to be taking the week off for some vacation time that's going to be used. So won't be able to do those updates, but we will be back the next week. I hope that everybody has a wonderful week ahead of them. Don't forget you can catch meteorologist Nicole Hartford on every weekend evening. Meteorologist Chessa McNeil is on Monday through Friday in the mornings, and then you can catch meteorologist Melissa Nord in the afternoons starting at 4 o'clock with an update to the forecast, just ahead of Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb, who is on every late afternoon and into the evenings, keeping everybody updated there. I hope everybody has a wonderful week ahead of them. Of course, don't forget you can download the 11 Alive app right there to your phone, the 11 Alive Plus app to your Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV devices, to get the update on the forecast there whenever it is convenient for you. And then you can, of course, watch us on 11 Alive itself, the NBC affiliate here in Atlanta. Have a wonderful week ahead of you. We'll keep you updated on everything right here at 11 Alive.